Okay, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Babbling Bozos podcast. This is another one, special edition where we're going to be giving our week one picks. So we're going to have two videos this week. This is the first one, and we're just going to basically be going through all the matchups for the NFL week one. That's why we're rocking the jerseys. I got the Lamar Jackson. Who do you have? The OG Mark Ingram Saints. Big Bama guy over here.
This will be a weekly series for the whole NFL season, just so everyone knows. It's not just like a random thing. So there will be weeks where we have more than 2 episodes or 2 videos in a week, because I still want to do, obviously, different things. Like I had planned to do something else this week, but I didn't have time to go get what I needed. So we pushed it up, pushing that to next week. So this week we'll have 2 episodes, obviously the podcast, and then this, which is our picks. And then from now on, we'll always have the podcast, we'll have our picks, and then possibly something else. Whatever else will not be long. That'll be like a 20-minute video, very brief for you all to watch.
Just because I didn't say it, I'm Zach, and this is
Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Jeff.
I am Jeff.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm Mark today.
Mark,
and that's Lamar.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to be the person who reads off, and then you say yours, and then I'll obviously say mine. Okay, so we're doing a pick'em league with our friends. So these are our picks for the league. Nobody change your picks, you little cheaters out there. I'm looking at you, Nav, possibly others. Trey, Zach.
I mean, mine already set. If I say it in the video, that's what it is. So
no changes.
I'm not gonna change.
Okay, the first game is obviously tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, Buffalo versus LA Rams. Who's your pick?
I just want to say I'm hyped for the season. I'm hyped. Okay.
Who's your pick?
This one was tough for me, and you're going to learn something about me in the series. Whenever it's a tough pick, whenever I feel like 2 teams are evenly matched, I tend to side with the home team. So I went with the LA Rams, which according to this app is not a very popular pick. Only 1/3 of participants on this app chose the LA Rams, and I'm one of those third.
I chose the Bills because the Super Bowl champion usually loses week 1.
Is that true?
Yep.
The Bucs won, didn't they, last year? Against the Cowboys?
I don't know the exact I just know the percentages are not in their favor.
I remember when the Ravens won the Super Bowl and they got dogged by the Broncos week 1.
Also, the Bills are out. I think the Bills will be in the Super Bowl. I think the Rams. I think that's probably the Super Bowl matchup right there.
It's
a very likely.
There's a good chance of that.
I think percentages wise, that's the highest chance Super Bowl right there.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll move on to the next one. My phone closed. What is it? It is Saints versus Falcons. This is a real dog fight. Is it in the Dome? No, it's in Mercedes-Benz. Okay.
Well, that's also a dome.
Yeah, but I meant the Superdome. Okay, who you got? Actually, I'll say it first. I got the Saints.
Yeah, I also have the Saints. Pretty obvious.
I don't think it's that obvious, though. I feel like, you've been a real Marcus Mariota supporter on this podcast.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a supporter. I'm just saying I just don't think he's as bad.
The slander?
Yeah, he's not as bad as people say. Like, he's definitely serviceable, but I do think the Saints are the better team, so I think they'll win.
I just think that, I agree with that. I do think that the Falcons have a good chance. I don't think this will be like a blowout. You said it's obvious. I don't think it's that. Like, it's an obvious pick, but I feel like the Saints could lose. I'll take this. Obviously,
I mean, it's a divisional game, so anything can happen. But I think the Saints have the better roster.
Now, the next game we have is a real doozy. 49ers Bears.
Oh yeah, real doozy. I got the 49ers.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think there needs to be much explanation.
Bears fans, I'm sorry for your loss.
I think it's going to be a tough season for you out there if you're a Bears fan.
The next game, I think, will be actually a good game, despite the matchup. It's Steelers-Bengals, which is obviously a divisional game. It'll be close regardless, even if the Bengals are way better.
It's a tough AFC North matchup. I do have the Bengals winning.
I have the Bengals as well, but I think I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers decided to, pull a little magic.
I wouldn't be shocked, but I wouldn't count on it at all. I think the Bengals are the better team. It's in Cincinnati.
I just feel like the Bengals are in a real they're in a position where they can get smacked off their hill. Like they're riding hot. They shouldn't have made the Super Bowl based on the way people are treating them last year. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl. They're kind of due for a whack.
I just don't think the Steelers are a good team. So
I think the Steelers are better than a lot of people put them out to be. Like, I think Mitch Trubisky could be a good
I think Mitch Trubisky's awful. I think he might be the worst starter in the NFL.
I don't agree with that.
Give me a starter that's worse.
Marcus Mariota.
No, I'm taking Marcus Mariota.
Marcus Mariota's had a chance to prove himself, but he failed.
Trubisky did too. He literally had one of the best defenses of all time.
Okay, but does he play defense?
What does that have to do with anything? I'm saying he had one of the best defenses of all time, and their offense couldn't do anything. Yes,
that's because you have to have other people around you. He was getting sacked within a little.
They had Allen Robinson, and that was elite.
Obviously, but I remember from when he was on there, the Bears. It was like he had the quickest sack rate in the league. Like he had the least time to throw the ball of any quarterback every single year. He was a Bear.
We'll find out. I think Trubisky's awful. You can argue Marcus Mariota. I think Mariota's better. I mean, honestly, I would probably put Trubisky. I think Tua is probably better than Trubisky too.
If anything, Mariota is clearly proven that he sucks. All it took was putting Ryan Tannehill on the team, and the freaking Titans were good.
But they also started giving Henry more touches.
Yeah, but the team barely changed. Literally the year after, they were good.
I think they also
all they did was got rid of Mariota
too. Yeah, I mean Mariota is definitely not great, but I'd rather have Mariota than Trubisky.
Okay, we can move on to the next game. Eagles, Lions. I took the Eagles. I'm sure he did as well.
I did take the Eagles. I mean, at this point, I think the Eagles are probably favorites to win the NFC East, even though in the video that we did about the NFC East, I did choose the Cowboys to win the division. But at this point in time, I might shift my opinion. I think the Eagles might win it.
I have Dak in fantasy, so I really hope that
I have Zeke. I have Zeke in fantasy, so.
Oh, that's actually something very funny I wanted to say. This week, do you ever look at the stardom sit-ems?
No, I mean, I already know that that's a bad matchup against Tampa Bay.
Every stardom sit-em says sit Zeke, start Tony Pollard.
thing is, you don't sit your second round pick.
Of course, but it
even
is.
Though it's a bad matchup.
I fully expect Tony Pollard to outscore Zeke this week.
He was rough last year against Tampa Bay week 1.
Yeah, because obviously
Tampa Bay has a great run
their
defense.
interior line is Vita Vea is so good.
Oh yeah, I mean
they're always going to go with Pollard and catch the ball.
I mean Zeke's not a what's the word?
He's not bad at catching.
Yeah, he's not a bad receiver.
Pollard's specialty is receiving.
Yeah. I still think Zeke, if he scores a touchdown, he'll be okay.
Do I think he'll score a touchdown? No, but I do agree if he does.
I think
anybody scores a touchdown, he'll be okay.
Yeah, I think it's possible. He's got a shot if they run it in from the 1 or something.
It's more than likely Pollard outscores him, but that's not. I don't think that's going to be a normal thing. It's just for teams that have crazy interior defensive lines.
I think this is probably Zeke's toughest matchup on the season. So
I can see that. Okay, next one is actually a decent game. I think we picked different directions here. It's
what is this,
Patriots, Dolphins. I took the Patriots.
I picked the Dolphins.
I'm a real Patriot gawker nowadays, ever since they have Mac Jones.
I picked the Dolphins because, like I've said, I think the Dolphins do have one of the better rosters in football. Tua is kind of a question mark for me. The Patriots historically have had problems in Miami, although that was with Tom Brady. So we'll see with Mac Jones how that goes. Did they win in Miami last year? I don't remember, and probably
I don't look at the Patriots that.
Probably not, honestly, but they could have.
I just don't think the Dolphins are going to be on the same page yet. It just feels like a week where they're just going to have a rough time of it, and they're just going to get kind of bullied.
I just don't think the Patriots are that great of a team. So
I don't it's just you don't need to be that great to beat a team early in the season, in my opinion.
And the Patriots offense apparently has looked awful in camp because they don't have the same offensive coordinator. They're going with a new scheme, and apparently it's looked horrendous. That's what I've heard.
On a positive note, I've seen very good reports about Ramondre Stevenson. Apparently, they're going to use him a lot more than Damian Harris.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by that. I just don't think the Patriots are a great team, so I think they're going to lose.
They're a mid team. I think they'll do very mid.
I think
10, 8, 9, 9, 8.
On paper, the Dolphins, if the Dolphins had a quarterback, they are like a Super Bowl contender if they have like an elite quarterback.
I don't think they're Super Bowl contender if they did, but they'd be a good playoff team. I just think the NFC or the AFC West teams are too good for them to be a Super Bowl. And then the Bills.
So do you think the Ravens are a Super Bowl contender?
I think the Ravens are better than the Dolphins are, even if they have a elite quarterback.
So if Lamar Jackson's on the Dolphins, you don't think they're in contention to win a Super Bowl?
Well, we wouldn't have Lamar Jackson.
I know. I'm saying the Dolphins.
I don't think they'd be good enough to beat the Bills or like any of the AFC West.
So do you think the Ravens are good enough to beat the Bills or those teams?
I think so. I think we have a chance.
But they wouldn't if they had Lamar Jackson?
No.
I don't know. That's kind of interesting.
Also, I don't think the Dolphins' defense is as good as the Ravens' defense when healthy.
I don't think
also they're not healthy right now.
Who, the Dolphins defense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Dolphins defense when healthy is much worse than ours though.
They've got Xavier and Byron, but I don't know any other big names on that defense. And Byron's not healthy.
They have that young. Like,
if you gotta say that, then
no. The guy who was like destroying us last year, I forgot his name. He was a rookie last year. I can't remember his name, but he was actually really good.
Their defense isn't like anything crazy in my opinion.
I don't think it's crazy, but it's definitely like solid. They've got pieces.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's comparable to like our defense. I would say our defense could be a top 5 defense.
Well, it could be, but we also have a new defensive coordinator, which I mean, hopefully helps. But
I think that'll make things.
I mean, they have Christian Wilkins, who's pretty good. Melvin Ingram, they just signed, who I actually like.
Melvin Ingram.
Jerome Baker, who's decent. Javon Holland, that's the guy I was thinking of.
I mean, but
I think he's gonna be.
I feel like nobody on that except for like Agba, like. Makes me like, oh wow, but like
Xavier Howard is
no. I'm saying other than Byron and Xavier Howard, which I said earlier. But I mean, we'll see. I'm not that high on the Dolphins,
but I think the Dolphins definitely improved with Tyreek and Chase Edmonds. I think that's their offense is definitely going to be improved.
I mean, of course. Tyreek is. I think he's definitely gonna. I feel like he may get a little angry during the season.
Thing is, though, even if Tua's bad, I think Teddy Bridgewater is one of the better backups in the NFL.
I don't think they're going to fold to Teddy Bridgewater.
If Tua's bad, I think they could, and I don't think it would be bad. But we can move on to the next game.
Next game, Ravens-Jets. We picked the Ravens. I don't think there's a point talking about this.
I mean, I'm a Ravens fan, and the Jets are kind of boo-boo, so.
But it's Joe Flacco versus Lamar Jackson.
Honestly, Joe Flacco.
That'd be kind of okay. This is a terrible take as a Ravens fan, but it kind of lit if Joe Flacco just came in and just was balling.
If we win, then sure. But Joe Flacco, I honestly think is better than Zach Wilson. So it's going to be tougher than if it was Zach Wilson, in my opinion. But I do think we're still going to win.
I feel like Joe Flacco's median is better than Zach Wilson's median. If Zach Wilson managed to play really well, then I feel like he'd be way better.
He hasn't played very well. He hasn't played.
This is another case of you're trashing a guy who's had an absolutely terrible team his whole career.
This is literally his second year.
He's 2 for 2 terrible teams.
I still don't. I mean, I'm just saying at this point in time, Joe Flacco is better than Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Zach Wilson's going to be good, but I think this year when he's healthy, he'll do a lot better. His offense has a lot to work with this year. The next game is a good game. It's just get to 2 bad teams. Jaguars versus Commanders. Who you got?
Okay, so I do think Trevor Lawrence is going to take a step forward this year. However, just like I said in the first game, when it's 2 evenly matched teams, I tend to side with.
Continue.
I don't know how I can continue after you just sniffed the microphone.
Jaguars is my pick.
So, like I said earlier, when it's 2 evenly matched teams, I tend to side with the home squad. So I'm going to go with Washington.
If there's a team that's going to go winless this year, it'll be the Commanders.
That is just an awful take. That's horrible.
Okay, if someone's going to go winless, who's it going to be?
Not them.
I've seen multiple reports saying Carson Wentz looks awful.
I mean, they still have Heineke, who's I actually like.
Who is awful.
I like Heineke.
He's clearly not good enough to win the starting job.
Well, that's because they paid. That's because Wentz is paid.
Okay, they could have. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
If they thought he was good enough, they wouldn't have paid someone.
They didn't pay him. They traded for him.
You're not going to trade for someone if you think he's good enough.
Obviously they thought he was better than Heineke. If he plays bad, then he gets benched. But as of right now, he's the starter because he's paid. Once you pay a guy,
I fully understand that, but I'm saying that logic makes no sense in this instance.
Of course it makes sense. It's optics. It's optics.
It doesn't make any logical sense.
Dude, you're talking about
you
the
think someone
Washington
is
Commanders.
better, and then say
You're talking about the Washington Commanders.
Of course. But you said
we're not talking
I think
about
he's better, and then you said, oh, they went and traded for a guy. Well, then obviously they think the guy they traded is better.
I don't think Heineke's better than Wentz. I'm just saying I think Heineke is solid as a backup.
I just don't know why you.
My point is because obviously they like Wentz better than Heineke. Duh.
They like terrible quarterbacks.
I mean, I think Wentz has a chance. Like, he's definitely okay, but
no, screw him. 0-17.
They're not gonna
First
go
0-17 ever. Screw you, Kyle.
I think the Steelers have a better chance to go 0-17 than the Commanders.
Okay, well that's just not possible solely because of the Steelers defense. If they had like a mid defense, I'd agree with that.
They also have a good coach, to be fair.
Yeah, he's
dude, Mike Tomlin, he is a trooper. That guy will stand on the field if that's what it takes.
On the field here, and you just want.
He'll trick Jacoby Jones.
Okay, we can move on to the next game.
You ever seen the? I will move on.
I saw the interview. Yeah, I saw that.
He was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, he was like, I didn't realize that was my sideline. Yeah, I find that hard to believe. Like, how do you not see the Steelers players on the sideline on the scoreboard? How did you not realize that?
I feel like as a coach, you're so focused on the play happening, you're not looking at the things behind you. No, I genuinely believe him.
He said, I didn't realize that I was on the field until I saw myself on the screen.
No, but he also
said... Or he didn't realize it was his sideline until he saw himself.
That's what I'm saying. So how would he have realized?
Because the other Steelers players are on the sideline.
Yeah, but to him, he's just looking at what's on the field and Jacoby Jones running up the sideline.
I mean, I know you're a Steelers sympathizer.
I'm not I don't like Mike Tomlin. I'm just saying it makes logical sense.
As a Ravens fan, he's a scumbag cheater for that, and I will never forgive him. And he should have been fined more. I think he got
$100,000.
Yeah, I think he should have got fined $1 million. Okay, so
$1 million's that's literally like a sixth of his contract.
Don't care.
Oh,
don't
Jesus.
Get off the field.
Okay, whatever. We have Browns, Panthers. So we got Baker versus
the Browns.
Versus who's their starter?
Week 1?
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I'll be shocked if the Panthers don't win. I pick the Panthers.
I also picked the Panthers. I think for some reason, dude, I would not be shocked if Baker just comes out and throws 4 touchdowns.
He's a Baker sympathizer.
Low key,
Not
I am.
Low key. He said he thought Baker would be better than Patrick Mahomes. I want that take to be known.
Actually, I said he had a higher ceiling. Okay, so I didn't say.
We just had to put the take on the podcast.
That's fine. I don't care. Nobody watches this anyway. I don't care.
We hit YouTube.
Anyway, so I am a Baker sympathizer, but I feel like Baker is the kind of guy where it's when it's a revenge game, I feel like he's gonna come out feeling dangerous. You know what I'm saying?
Oh darn! You go CMC. Baker loves dumping the ball off.
It's fantastic. Until CMC gets hurt.
I was about to say, it's a tragedy. CMC just.
Not week 1. Come on. At least give me till week 3.
The first play of the game.
Oh, God.
The card is out on the field.
If that happens, I'm just done with fantasy for the season.
You serious?
I mean, that's my first pick.
And he's on your bad Brown Boys.
Yeah, he's on both teams.
Why would you do that?
That
was a terrible decision.
Going all in on CMC. We're going all in.
Okay, next.
So, yes, Panthers.
Yeah, Colts, Texans next. Colts, that's his pick too.
I have Colts, yes.
It's really not hard to decide. I don't think there's much to say about that game. Terrible team versus a good
Hey, it's a divisional game. Anything can happen, bro.
I'm pretty sure Jonathan Taylor's going to run for 250 yards. I'm glad I'm not playing him.
Don't think 250, maybe 150 and another 50.
I wish it was Titans, Texans, and I was playing you. That'd be lit. I'm pretty sure I saw it's 25 or 50% of Derrick Henry's games against the Texans. He's run for 200 yards.
Yeah, he does beat up on the AFC South. They've been weak for
it's
pretty much his whole
specifically
career.
The Texans, though. He just every time. Next game, Giants, Titans.
I mean, there's still a good matchup for you with Derrick Henry.
Giants. Yeah, okay. But yeah. Giants, Titans, who you got?
Titans.
I got Titans, too. Wow. It's hard with these terrible teams to discuss.
Honestly, though,
Danny Dimes was looking good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Honestly, though, would I be shocked if the Giants won this game?
I wouldn't because of Brian Dable, and
Yeah, I also would not be shocked.
He is the person who fixed Josh Allen's accuracy issues, and Daniel Jones has accuracy issues.
Honestly, if Daniel Jones was accurate, he would be a hell of a quarterback.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you can say that about every quarterback. If he's accurate, he'd be a hell of a quarterback. But I mean, he has the mobility too. He's a fast guy.
Not every quarterback has a coach that fixed another player, though. So he has a chance.
Yeah, I think the Giants could be a surprise team this year.
Honestly, it's really never been anything other than accuracy for Daniel. Like the decision making's always been there. It's just the throws are just sometimes they're just. So
I like
bad.
his mobility as well. He's
definitely not as mobile as Josh Allen, but he's still very mobile.
I mean, dude, he's fast. You saw that one play where he fell,
yeah.
but he was
going too fast for his leg.
Gets a block, takes off, and he is gone. Trying to stay upright, and he trips.
Top speed was there for him, but yes, I have to go with the Titans.
The next few games are all bangers until the Monday night game, but we have Packers, Vikings. I feel like we may have both gone in the same direction here, but we probably, who knows? I took the Vikings.
I also took the Vikings.
Yeah, it just feels like the Vikings are really good this year, or they will be really good.
Once again, evenly matched teams. I side with the home team.
I didn't even take a look at who plays at home in a way.
Well, it's pretty easy. It says Packers at Vikings. It's literally right on the screen. So
I never read those.
Yeah, well, the team on the right side is home. So
I'm not gonna remember that.
I mean, it literally says Packers at Vikings. So I don't think it's that hard.
When I did this, I did it literally the first second it was available, so there wasn't even percentages to see how many people picked.
I did it before the percentage. But yeah, I have the Vikings. I think they're going to be good this year. I think the Packers might take a step back this year.
I hope Romeo Doubs is good.
I think he will be, to be honest, because he's a big body guy. Is Lazard hurt? I saw something that Lazard might be out week 1.
Kind of lit.
So
because it would give him a chance to prove himself.
I think Dobbs is going to be good this year. He was a guy that I wanted, but I didn't get.
Yeah, I got him.
I think Dobbs is going to be better than Christian Watson.
I already dropped Christian Watson. Yeah, because I needed a tight end. Screw you, George Kittle. Next game, Chiefs, Cardinals. I took the Chiefs.
I took the Chiefs as well.
I feel like this was closer for me than it was for you. Don't you not like the Cardinals?
Not a big. I mean, I think the Cardinals are a good team. I'm just not as high on them as you are.
I don't think they're great, but they're not a pushover by any means.
Of course not. But I think you like Kyler a little bit more than I do. So for that reason, you're probably higher on them than I am.
I looked at this they don't have D-Hop. Their best receiver is a new receiver to the team.
But Kyler has played with Hollywood at Oklahoma.
Of course, but that was years ago.
You don't think they've been putting in work? He's been in Arizona since the draft.
Plus, Hollywood sucks. So, as a Hollywood hater,
I think Hollywood's gonna eat. I think Hollywood's gonna eat this year, but I do think Kansas City wins this game.
Next game, Raiders, Chargers.
This is a tough one for me. Once again,
oh Jesus,
go with the home team when it's
the
hard.
Chargers too. But
yeah, I went the Chargers.
Nobody cares about the home team.
Even though the Chargers home game might actually have more Raiders fans, but
maybe it'll be like last year where the Raiders beat us in overtime.
Yeah, but that was in Las Vegas. So.
Oh my God.
Maybe it'll be like last year when the Chargers needed to win against the Raiders to make the playoffs, and then they lost because Justin Herbert
Did
sucks.
I pick against the favorite in any of mine? Or did I pick the favorite every single time? Oh,
Minnesota.
Patriots.
Minnesota is not the favorite.
Patriots aren't the favorite. The Jaguars aren't the favorite. The Vikings, like you said.
That's the only game I picked against the favorite.
I picked against a favorite several times. Let's go.
Okay, next up.
Bucs, Cowboys.
Sunday Night Football.
Go Bucs. They're going to win this game big. They're going to ram it in the Cowboys.
I also have the Buccaneers winning this game. But I would be happy if the Cowboys won because that means that Zeke probably had a good game. So I'll be happy about that.
I'm going to be real.
But I think the Bucs will win.
There's not a scenario where Zeke has a great game.
Sure there is.
A decent game, not a great game.
There's there's literally a chance that there's in the range of outcomes, there's a chance that he scores 2 touchdowns from the 1 yard line.
I'll be very sad. Imagine Tony Pollard gets
imagine Zeke has 12 carries for 14 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I feel like that's extremely likely to happen just with how good their defensive line is.
Yeah, but he just has 2 touchdowns, so it saves him.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, and then we have Monday Night Football.
Broncos, Seahawks. Go Broncos. The Seahawks are dog water.
Why are you saying go Broncos?
Go Broncos.
Honestly, go Seahawks because anytime an AFC contender
Broncos country, let's ride.
anytime an AFC contender loses, it's good for us. So
Yeah,
I'll
but
say go
I
Seahawks.
picked the Broncos.
But I think everyone's gonna pick the Broncos. So if they lose, it'll be
Broncos
fine.
country.
I have the
Let's
Broncos
ride.
as well. Russ revenge game. I think he's gonna come out there.
We should be like Lee
Ball out.
Forsythe and get hats for each. You ever seen this college game day where he puts the mascot head on?
I don't think we have the budget for that because we need 2 of every team.
2 of every team.
Yeah. Or what am I supposed to just take it off your head and put it on mine
Yeah.
if we pick the same team?
Yeah.
Oh, well, either way, I still don't think we have the budget for that.
Or I'm like the masked crusader.
You look like an idiot.
Thank you.
But you didn't need the hat for that.
We get the hats for each team.
That's still expensive. You know, a hat for a team's like at least $30.
I get a $5 hat easy, bro.
Okay.
I bet you on Amazon I could probably get all the hats for like every team's hat for probably like $40.
Hey, if you want to pay for it, by all means.
What a scam. This guy brings nothing to this podcast.
I bring myself and my takes.
Well, that is all we had for this week's pick'ems.
We will keep track of our records, and I don't know if you want to throw
everybody's record. That was the main reason I made the thing.
Okay. But are you gonna say their picks too? You could just do like a screenshot.
Yeah,
of their picks.
everyone's thing will be on there. We have our league, our pick 'em league going. Always, like I said before, we'll show you how we're all doing throughout the season. I will probably win because I'm the best. And thank you for watching.